Hey, thanks for joining us. You are listening to Youth Unhinged by Yuvaan and Karan. When Fanatic Jen hit us in the face, we both sat down and decided to talk about it. If you happen to be around our age or seem confused on what is going on in the minds of us millennials, cheer up, you have come to the right place.
Hello there, you are listening to Youth Unhinged. Welcome to another episode with me, Karan, and Yuvaan. So, Yuvaan, we were talking about what the other day? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Today, we're going to talk about pets.
What an intro, seriously. What a way
I know,
to start
right?
off.
It's not very promising start when you can't remember what the previous episode was.
I think that is why we are called as Youth Unhinged.
Yeah, we're unhinged, isn't it? you don't see stuff like this like in typical podcasts or maybe even before this. It's just not professional. It's just unhinged.
Yeah, it's just us.
Yeah, that's the youth these days. Actually, it's a good representation, don't you think?
Actually, yeah, we all have some bad starts, but then we end well, just like this year.
Yeah, exactly. The year is coming to an end, so
Oh yeah, for the people that don't know, we are recording it on the New Year's Eve, but then I have no idea when it's going to be published, so don't feel weird when this episode is aired later.
just pay attention when you're sleeping or something, like when you're in that sort of mood. Yeah, it works the best before sleeping. But that's a topic for another day. Sleep. I think that sounds like an interesting topic, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's something that my friends suggested as well. I think it'll be a good topic later on.
Yeah, a lot of us are sleep deprived.
Typical teenage life.
Speaking of sleep deprivation, though, like animals, they sleep a lot. And if it's anyone if you're looking for something or someone that's not sleep deprived, it's got to be animals, or more to be more precise, pets, right? They're having a wonderful life.
Yeah,
They live wonderful lives,
much better than
completely
ours.
pampered. Yeah, like it's much better. They have it all, man.
Just like my dog.
I know. Okay, so yeah, so now we're talking about pets today. So and you just brought up your dog, which is exactly what we're going to talk about today. So when did you get your dog? What's your dog's name?
Okay, so my dog's name is Tommy, and I got him on 2021. Yeah, it was around August when I got him, and he was around 2 months old.
2020. When
Oh
again?
shit, did I say 2021? No, right? 2015.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
2015.
2015. Yeah.
Okay, so you got him in 2015. And like you got him as a puppy?
Yep, he was 2 months old. I think that's a proper time to get a puppy for yourself, because I think they already bonded enough with their mother, and I think it's a good time to be separated from them. Obviously, being with the mother is way better choice, but then of course I can't keep a whole family in my house, right?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, it's interesting because today we're talking about pets in general. So I suppose let's start off by asking you this: have you had any prior experience to having a pet?
Nope, not at all. I mean, if you count a fish as a pet, then yes, I did.
Well, but I
have
mean,
a-
you don't really require that much maintenance for a fish, do you?
Yeah, just like weekly cleaning the aquarium and stuff only, I guess, and feeding them. I think.
Oh, right. Yeah. Well, how big was the fish that you had? Or I mean, did you have a number of them? Did you put it in a big aquarium, a small one of those cheap plastic boxes that you just fill up with the water? How did that work?
First of all, I bought it because of a subject matter. Like the school asked me to buy it, so I bought. And it's called an angelfish. To be honest, the thickness of the fish is like a cellophane tape. That's the thickness of the fish. It's like that.
Yeah,
super
and they're
thin.
very broad, aren't they? They're fat. They grow sideways.
Oh, not really. It's like just like vertically like that. It's vertically long,
Hold
but
on,
then
wait.
the
You
thickness
said
is
angelfish.
yes.
Oh, angelfish, not goldfish. Yeah, I was thinking about goldfish actually.
And it's the plastic aquarium, of course.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but angelfish, they are very beautiful fish.
Yeah, that's true.
I just love how they look, and like, so I mean, their side profile is like diamond shape, I think, something
Yes,
like that.
true. It's a very
Yeah.
good gradient of color, if I can say that. Yeah.
Yes, very true. Very nice to see. Very good colors. If one of those pretty sights that you get out of Nemo. I think they had a few angelfish in Nemo.
I'm not sure because I didn't watch the movie.
No, I saw the first one ages ago actually, but I remember when I saw like an actual angelfish right in front of my eyes. I remember, hey, this looks familiar.
Mm-hmm.
But but I mean, speaking of having pets in general, when you decided that you wanted to get a dog,
Mm-hmm.
so putting fish aside at the moment, it seems like that was relatively low maintenance on your part. How long did it last?
I would say I'm not sure because it was way long ago, and I think it took about a few months only, and then they passed away. I
Right.
bought two, and one of them passed away very early. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Second, there's a tragic incident, but I don't think I should share it here.
Yeah, baby better not. Okay, let's let's
Yeah.
let's let's move topics now. let's talk about what people generally think of when you say the word pet, and that is either feline or a canine. So,
Yes.
right. So normally when you say pets, people, I mean, the vast majority of people have either cat or dog. When you refer to pets, and then some have turtles, some have rabbits, but I
Snakes,
think snakes.
lizards, iguanas.
Yeah, well, we're going into uncharted territory there, aren't we? Well, I mean, I wouldn't want to know how to take care of a snake, to be honest with you. Yeah, but I mean, I've had a friend who sort of read a kind of leaf snake or something like that, so
Mhm.
non-venomous, but it still gave me the creeps.
At least they don't bark, right?
Yeah, true, but I don't know how it's difficult to imagine you loving an animal like that. So, I mean, it's nice to see out of curiosity. I enjoy watching documentaries on snakes and possibly iguanas, sugar gliders, whatnot. But then, as a pet to like cuddle with, that's not what you typically think of in a pet, do you? Like, oh yeah, I wanna sleep with a snake on my legs.
I think
It
I'm
just
just
sounds a
thinking
bit
that we
weird.
are too mainstream of it. Maybe people actually
Yeah,
love it.
yeah, yeah.
Who knows, right? And but then when it comes to my case, right, I think I need to share the reason why I got a pet in the first place. And it's because I was having this medical condition where I was passing out very easily, and till now they can't diagnose the reason. And somehow I can say my dog solved the problem
Mm-hmm.
if I put it in a positive way. So I got it at 2015, right? And I mainly the purpose of me getting the pet is to have a proper companion that
Right.
can be with me whenever I'm alone or whatever, right? But then since it's my first pet and it's my first dog as well, like proper animal, right? I was so scared to even touch him.
Mm-hmm. So you eventually warmed up to him, of course. So how long did it take for you to get to that point?
I would say a solid 3 months because when he was a puppy, obviously all puppies will like to chew and bite on stuff, right? Because of their teeth, and they need to like get used to whatever that they're doing. So what happens
Yeah,
was
they're
that
very excited creatures.
yeah, it's true. And mine is a Labrador Retriever, so it's like
Uh-huh.
he was way active when he was a puppy compared to how he is now, right? And he was biting my toe suddenly, my hand, whatever that I'm trying to use to pet him, he'll bite it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was way too awkward for me. I can't even put him in the cage. I can't feed him alone. I can't play with him alone also initially. But now I can sometimes even bring him for a walk without a leash already.
Oh wow.
So that's a very big improvement, I would say.
Mm-hmm. And an attachment, in fact.
Yeah, and then he took up most of my time, which helped me from not overthinking whatever else that I'm doing. And I started to have more walks with him, so I get out of my house very frequently as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems like it's done you a lot of good having a pet.
And then the trait about Labrador is that they're very friendly and happy-go-lucky breed. So whenever people come to my house, he won't be barking. So he's
Oh,
just
that's
doing
so
his
nice. I was
own
just
work.
about to ask that.
Uh-huh. So what people
Yeah.
normally say that if the thief actually entered the house, my dog will be the one going and give the key to the person.
A willing accomplice. Maybe you should bring some treats along as well. Well, I've got a dog at the back of my house. It's someone else's one,
Uh-huh.
and the moment that dog sees me, he looks like he's going to shred me into pieces. And I remember there's one time I decided to do something that was trending on the internet, where they lift one hand up and then the other hand up, and then they put their head down like a charging bull, and then they sort of run towards a dog or another animal. And then normally what you see happening in these videos is that, you know, the animal that happens to be seated or placed at the opposite of whatever human that's of the human that is doing that action
Uh-huh.
tends to, you know, be scared and run away. That wasn't what I experienced, however. I tried experimenting on that with that dog, and yeah, what I got was an even louder bark, and sort of, I think if that dog could speak, he was sort of like saying, "Hey, yeah, try me."
Mhm.
You know, he hates me so bad, that dog. I think, you know, every time he sees me, I think he sort of hurts himself in the way that he charges so hard, the leash sort of has to snap its neck back every time he
My
sees me.
God.
Because he goes so hard, and then the leash sort of, you know, the chain that's tied to its neck, right? It sort of like does its job at you know, at the end of it, you know,
Yeah.
as the dog runs. Yeah, it uses all the length of the chain, and then, you know, it's got no choice but to like sort of stop him halfway.
Mm-hmm.
And he's done, and he's gone towards me full force. You've got to assume that, you know, the dog, that the chain leaves some sort of mark on the neck of the dog, or if not, you know, leave him with a terrible shock. But
Yeah,
either
for
way,
sure
the
it
dog's not
does.
learning anytime soon. He still does it.
And then, it actually comes down to the way the dog is trained, right? That is why I think it's a very important thing to find a pet at the proper age of it. I mean, don't get a pet at like when it's like already 1 year old or 2 years old. I mean, if you want to adopt it for a good reason and you're a qualified trainer, then it's not a big deal. But then if you don't have the confidence and you don't have the proper knowledge, it's not a good thing to have a pet. And at that age, it's even going to be way hard to train them.
Yeah, right. Because they're already used to certain
Yeah, that's true.
certain norms. Yeah.
I mean, look at humans. We still don't know how politics works, but then we are still doing it.
Well, good example to look at that. Why did you choose a canine over a feline?
I think I was going to ask this question to you just now. Before I explain this question, right? Are you a cat person or dog person?
Cat person for sure, but I don't mind dogs. It's difficult to say when it comes to dogs. I suppose it depends on which dog it is as well.
I think I might offend a lot of people here, but I'm definitely a dog person. If you don't follow my Instagram, yeah, you wouldn't know, but yeah. And mainly, I like dogs because I think we can create a better bond with them compared to cats. And they are much more visible, in my opinion. And I have a thing with dogs. I don't really prefer small dogs because whenever people say they want to have a small dog, I'll tell them, if you want to have a small dog, might as well don't even have a dog. That's just my take on it.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But I mean, small dogs are sort of like, you know, I'm thinking about the teddy bear poodle or
Mm-hmm.
something. Something that sounds like that now. Yeah, and those animals are, you know, very very cute, very very cute,
Uh-huh.
you know, animals in it. And I can see why people like them. I wouldn't see myself, you know, having one of those in my house anytime soon. Because for me, I think those animals are way, way, way too excited and, you know, very, very, very active. I think they've got very high
Yeah. And
metaphases.
then as I said, obviously I got his name is Tommy, right? So I got him as my companion, right? So I want him to match my frequency. I'm the one that like to suddenly sprint the road and go for long runs and something like that, or even cycling, right? I can't bring a poodle or Shih Tzu or any type of smaller breed to do freaking cycling with me.
Why not?
They can't run that fast. Their leg can only jump few centimeters only. What are you expecting from
All
that
right. Okay.
size?
Yeah. So they've got very very short
Yeah.
legs. Yeah. That's part of what makes them you know, attractive to some people.
Yeah, that's true. But then I'm totally on the other side. I mean, come on, my favorite dog breed is German Shepherd. They are super huge and I love them.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, why did you take a Labrador over a German Shepherd?
Mainly because of my family, because since it's our first dog, they got this stereotype that German Shepherds can be very aggressive compared to Labrador, and also the
I see.
shedding reasons. And obviously, German Shepherd sheds way
Mm-hmm.
more compared to Labrador. So I got Labrador instead.
I see. So, and then your family was under the impression that German Shepherds are aggressive. Well, I've got a friend who's got a German Shepherd, and yeah, he's the furthest thing from aggressive, I think. Such a sweet guy. But then that being said, I heard Rottweilers have a far more aggressive reputation over
Then
over
I've got an
German
example
Shepherds.
for that also. In my cousin's house, there's a dog called Rocky. It's a Rottweiler. And when he was a puppy, I even slept with him, and there wasn't even a problem.
Wow.
And now, initially, he will bark very loud whenever there's someone or any stranger outside the house. But then when you go and meet him, he'll come and lick your face. He'll be the happiest dog that you can find in your life. Even way happier than my dog, I guess.
Ah. Oh, that sounds
But I
really
think the
nice.
one we can relate to the dog breed itself because Rottweilers are mainly herd dogs. They're not really guard dogs. So they like to be with stuff. Yeah.
Are they?
Rottweilers are not purely guard dogs.
Oh,
Same like Husky also. Huskies are not really guard dogs, but people think
right.
that they're guard dogs.
Well, but do people use huskies as
They do,
guards?
but then what happens is that they become very friendly like Labradors. Then there's like no use for it. You know, when people look at Husky, they'll be like, oh, they're very huge. Oh, they look like German Shepherd. They must be very
Yeah,
proper competition for guard dog.
but they look too cute though.
That's true. So, I mean, for me, all dogs look cute. If you show me a Chow Chow, I'll be like, oh, that's the prettiest dog I've ever seen in my life.
Well, but I guess that the only reason why huskies have such a reputation, if they do, I'm not sure they do, but if they do, it's probably because of their size.
I mean, I would say because of the eye color and the fur also. It looks different, I guess, like wolf, right? I think mainly because of that. They look like wolf. So people think it should be aggressive.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Well, yeah. I had that opinion for a while, and then, but a quick Google search sort of solves that question quite
Mm-hmm.
quite easily.
And then we went to Askitori as well. We know how friendly they were.
Yeah, but I think for one, they were more or less sort of like trained to mind their own business. They weren't really open to humans or being showing back any love that you sort of show them, like you pet them and they're like, yeah, stay away from me. That's the impression I got there, but I think it's because they are trained to do that.
Yeah.
I remember like all they have to do is like clap their hands a few times and then all of them line up for taking
Mm-hmm.
pictures and stuff. Very
They're
well
very
trained.
well trained, but then I feel like they don't have any freedom there, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Like
I was
when you
thinking
go
the
to a
same thing.
proper dog range, right? You can see all these dogs running around. They're being like actual dogs.
Yeah, different
But then
personalities.
nowadays, people that have pets actually, I would say they pamper them too much until I don't even feel like they're actually dogs. I feel like a proper dog should be like well trained, have a proper physique, and must be
And in
exercising
that case,
way regularly.
you should look at the way people treat cats.
I think that's a topic for another time. But then I think cats are really being overrated nowadays.
I mean, they put on all sorts of t-shirts and stuff. I mean, they do that to dogs as well. But I mean, the way they treat cats as humans, wow, it's something else. But yeah, I suppose dogs also they do the same thing. I wouldn't say to what extent, but it's just because I'm more of a cat person. I see more of people treating cats as humans. I suppose if liking dogs is your thing, you'd see more of that on whatever feed it is you're doing
I
on
think that is
Facebook,
why I'm
Instagram.
not sure with cats. But then for dogs, if you're treating them as humans, and as you have already know, dogs are actually territorial, right? I feel like they become very dominant over the person. They're not guarding them, they're being, I would say, possessive.
Possessive. Yeah, that's a
They're
good
being too dominant on the person.
that's a good word
Yeah.
for it.
That's why I feel like you should treat dogs as dogs and
As
cats as
cats.
cats. I'm not saying that you shouldn't love them. You should love them with all the things that you can do. If you can pour your heart out for them, you must do it. But then still don't treat them as humans.
Well, yeah, it's sad. It's sad to say, but it's not an equal balance, is it? When you give dogs or cats that much love, it's not like they're gonna give you exactly that
Yeah.
amount back.
But then I think
I mean, like cats are the furthest from that in the sense that they think humans are there to serve them. Or that's at least the reputation
for
that
them,
they've
they're the
built.
king of their life, right? But then I feel like till now I've been saying the same thing, like dogs are way better than humans. I don't know why.
Hmm. Well, because they
and they
can't
don't
speak.
judge.
You might change your mind if that were if that was reality. You might change your mind.
Who knows?
I don't
Maybe
know.
in their mind they are thinking,
I'm
right? Oh,
speculating
this
here.
person is a very very bad person. Oh, this guy never gave me food. What is he thinking about?
Well, yeah, but yeah, they've built a very good reputation for themselves. So I mean, if you start putting on arguments like that, they'll probably be like a afterthought. Oh, I still love him, or something like that. But let's talk about maintenance for a moment.
Now being apart from me,
Yeah, you've been
yeah,
apart from
it's
him for a
almost
while.
going to be a year already in another 2 months. It's really awful to think
Yeah.
about it, but yeah, it's good that the time moves very fast so that I can go and meet him again. But
Yes.
being away from me creates this fear inside me that he might forget me or my scent, because I'm pretty sure I don't have
Uh-huh.
the same scent that I used to have back in Malaysia, because don't have is,
Sure.
how can I say, is mm, the way he sends me.
Well, you're just not around with him
So I'm not
anymore.
sure whether he can pick up the same scent again when I
Yeah.
go back.
But it's not just the scent that matters, though. I think, yeah, and I doubt dogs forget that easily. I mean, you've got so many stories of once of dogs being by the owner's grave,
Mhm.
or being where the owner normally went by when after the owner passes on, right? And they do that for years on end, just hoping one day the owner will come back. So I mean, it's fair to say that it's going to be quite a unreasonable fear
Mhm.
that
But I think it's
hopefully
just me overthinking at
I
the end
think
of
it
the
won't
day.
happen.
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah, actually,
possibly.
dogs are very beautiful things, but still they are quite hard to maintain.
Mm.
Not gonna lie.
Yeah, so let's talk about maintenance now that we're there. What did you think maintaining a dog would be like before you got it, and then maybe give us some reflections of maintaining dogs after you got one.
Before, it was like feeding them, cleaning their poop and their any disposals, and play with them, right?
Mhm.
Obviously, pet them and stuff. And after I bought them, still the same thing. Mainly.
Okay, so basically you didn't have to do more than you bargained for. Like you knew what you were getting yourself into, and that's
And
what
then
you
I've
got.
got this habit that if I'm interested in something, I kind of get, I wouldn't say obsessed, but I put too much effort into it. So I learned everything way before I got it. Same with laptops, same with dogs, and now bikes. So that's just how I move in my life. So before I got the dog, I already know how it's going to behave. And I already got the theoretical idea of
Right.
training him and how to manage my life with the dog in my life, right?
All covered.
Yeah. Besides the fact that I was scared of him, as I said just now. So yeah, when I got to know him, like you must know how the dog reacts to whatever they're saying, right? Because let's take treats. Like when a dog behave well, you give them treats, right? Some dogs like food as treats. Some dogs like toys. My dog, obviously just like me, love foods. So I need to give him food.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one thing that I learned. And I realized that my dog loves food more than he loves me.
Ouch.
It's a truth that I need to accept.
So like does he enjoy like a variety of different food, or like is he all right eating the same thing as long as it's something that he likes? And what is that normally,
I
like
think it's
meat?
alright of eating the same
Generally
thing,
meaty
because
stuff.
I don't think my family really changed the menu. And it's just rice and some meat
Right.
and then the dry food that you can buy in the pet
Uh-huh.
store.
Okay, cool. Well, I've seen dogs eating stuff like vegetables and fruits, carrots and
Mm-hmm.
watermelon. There's this dog on Facebook. It's a Samoyed.
Uh-huh.
It's uh it's a she, I think, and she's called Coconut Rice Bear.
Oh
and,
yeah, yeah,
and
you
yeah, she
sent me
comes
last
across,
time.
yeah, a very very cute dog. Then and I've seen her eat stuff like carrots and watermelon, apple, and you she gobbles it down, and it looks nice, to be honest, when she eats
I think, yeah,
it.
you
You
should
almost feel
actually
like
give
eating
a
it
lot of
yourself.
veggies to the dogs as well, but then you need to check whether they're allergic to them or not. That's the biggest problem there.
Hmm. Well, here's the thing though. The reason why I bring it up is because you don't generally think of animals and dogs in particular, eating stuff like fruits
Mm-hmm.
and vegetables. The only thing that I used to think of when it comes to food for dogs was generally
Uh-huh.
meat, canned meat, stuff like that. Yeah, and then I saw this and I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think because just like human body, they also need their fibers, right? So as long as the dry food,
Mm-hmm.
if it contains the fiber, then you don't need to give the vegetables. But then if it's lacking in all the nutrients, yeah, you need to give those.
Cool. So, well, I wonder how it's done in the wild then. How the wolves do
I'm not sure. I mean, they're carnivores, right? Wolves are
it.
carnivores.
Yeah, they're carnivores, right? Because you connect dogs to carnivores. It's sort of like the first thing that you do when you
But I
think
think
of a
dogs
dog,
has become like
especially a
omnivore
fierce one.
nowadays. So I think it doesn't really matter in the sense.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
pampered them too much already.
It's just adaptation, right? They just adapted over the centuries.
Yes, yes, isn't it? Yeah, but I wonder how long dogs have been around. Longer than cats, you think?
I think so. I mean, if you compare the tiger, which is another cat also, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
sure. But yeah, I
Yeah,
do think,
in the
yeah.
cat family.
Oh, if you're comparing the whole cat family, I think cats should be way earlier than dogs.
Mm-hmm. But yet dogs are the ones that have the saying attached to it, or rather
Better reputation.
the phrase "man's best
Yeah.
friend." Yeah, and a better, yeah, I guess an all round better reputation on the whole, isn't it? Well, that's been a very interesting conversation on dogs. Well, we should have one on cats next time.
Yeah, we should do.
Oh well, it's been a great pleasure talking to you about dogs. I think I've learned a thing or two. And I think the most important thing I've learned is that as long as you do research on dogs before you get them, you generally get what you bargain for. You generally get what you
Yep. I
expect.
mean, there are some unpredictable moments that can either make you very
Uh
happy
huh.
or very sad. Depends on how it turns
Right.
out to be, right?
Okay.
But then I think it's an experience that you should
Uh huh.
definitely go through. You can actually enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I can see why a lot of people are so much attached to
Mm-hmm.
their dogs.
I do feel like dogs sometimes they don't even need to do anything just to create a bond. Their version of the I mean, what I'm trying to say is when they accompany you, it just makes you feel way better than mostly humans in my case.
Yeah, sure. And
Because
unlike
humans we
cats,
have different thoughts and different stuff, right? But then dogs are like they just be
yes,
with you.
yeah, quiet presence, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And unlike cats, they're willing to acknowledge you a bit more.
Yeah, at least they won't just see that one spot and not care about you.
Yeah, they'll make their presence
Mm-hmm. But
known.
kids are not bad, definitely,
I
right?
think whether I don't know. It depends on what sort of person you are. I think it comes down to that at the end of the day. But we'll find out in the next
Yeah.
episode. Well, we might come to a conclusion. Who knows, sooner or later. But till then, you've been listening to Youth Unhinged with me, Karan, and Yuvaan. We'll catch you in the next episode. Bye bye.
If you have any suggestion to tell us, please drop in our Instagram page. Bye bye.